Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, I'm going to walk you through all of the legendaries I would buff in the coming buffs and nerfs update, which is meant to be this half of the year. So basically, I've got like 2 months if they're going to stick to their timeline to tell us who they're going to buff, who they're going to nerf, and what they're going to do. I've got like over 20 legendaries on my list here that I would change, because when you get a legendary, you want to be like, yes, this is going to change my game in some way. This is going to fit into a particular team and be awesome. And I've got 23 here that I don't really see played at all, and I think they're just weak and boring. So we're going to get into those. We've also got something going on the website right now. Fiction's asked me to drop this out there. So we're trying to get some feedback around this 10 times shard pool event that's going on right now. Can you just click on this? Give us a comment. We're looking for a bit of feedback around what you think of the event. And this is what we're looking for out of the comments. So out of the list of champions of the 10 times, who do you like the most? Who are you trying to pull? How many shards did you pull? Who was your best pull of your bunch? Did you pull enough champions for the Fusion event? So are you doing this for the Fusion? And did you pull for the Fusion event or in hope of getting somebody from the 10 times? So what made you pull shards? Fusion or 10 times? So if you've got time, jump onto the website, give us your feedback. It's just interesting. We're pulling some stuff together for a poll we're doing for Raid. So that'd be really cool to get that. Anyway, let's jump into this, guys. Let's jump in. I'm just going to be kicking it off with the one and only Rishtof the Boring. Rishtof the Headpiece. He's actually got buffed. He got buffed in the last round, and I still feel like he's too weak. We all thought maybe his buff was going to be relevant for a new Hydra boss that was coming with this kind of AoE poison ability. I just don't see him played in the game at all. The only kind of way you would play him is if you used him for this poison ability and then use Xavier to blow up those poisons. But quite honestly, you would just use a Taurus to do it, who's way better for it, brings more utility. He doesn't bring really anything else that I want. A bit of decreased max HP, I guess, is okay. It's like such a weak ability, apart from against Scarab, who's out of the current rotation. He can get a bit of damage out of this A3, but again, it's like single target, and it's not even up there with the hard hitters of the game. So he needs something else in his kit. I feel like he needs another debuff in his kit to make him relevant. Maybe on this AoE, if he had an AoE decrease attack at the same time as doing this ability, or decrease defense, then we've got something. We've got something going on, like a Ray-style decrease defense could be good, or just a straight AoE decrease attack would be cool. But as it is, he's got average to bad base stats. He doesn't pack enough of a punch. And there's not really anywhere in the game that this multi-poison ability is that worthwhile. So for me, Rishtof, first on the list, needs more. I don't have him. If I pulled him, I'd be like, meh, let's move on. I don't care. And I think most people are the same. So Rishtof the Bold, first on the list. Other one in the Bannerlords, the Baron. I know that he's part of some speed running stuff, all blah, blah, blah. But he's part of it because of RNG. So people rerunning content, hoping that they get a good RNG proc so that they can just get Skypiercer away. I'm telling you now, he needs Skypiercer unlocked easier. Okay? He needs I feel like he almost needs it to be like 80% chance to unlock Skypiercer from Righteous Charge. Like, he needs it next turn. Otherwise, what is the point of this guy? Honestly, Skypiercer, one of the hardest, I think it's the hardest hitter in the game. But it's so random to get it. You've got, he's actually got quite a cool A2, which people don't realise about. He will place decreased defense. Okay? If you're hitting Fire Knight and there's a shield there, he still hits through that shield and puts decreased defense out. If you're fighting the Spider, 100% of the time he's going to put decreased defense out. So you don't get that kind of 3% resistance. That is cool. I like that. I like that, actually. But there's not enough going on. There's not enough. He's a Void Legendary. He needs to be a big boy. And right now, he's only a big boy if he unlocks this ability. And it's so hit and miss to get it. So for me, Baron needs a definite buff. Right, let's move on. Next one up. Tons of people got her. I avoided the fusion. I will need glasses of milk if they do buff her because I avoided it because she looks so bad. And, I mean, she's got such a cool skin. Give her a place in the game. Currently, there's nothing she can do in the game that's worth doing. So, you know, A1s, I know A1s don't always need to be good. A1 giving someone else a veil is actually okay. I don't mind that. A2, increased defense and a heal on all allies. It's just a bit like, what are you, an epic? Is that all you've got? Then attacks all enemies under freeze. Okay, so she needs setup before that can go. Places a weaken for 2 turns against people under freeze. Well, then, if that's going to be a kit, and it's fine, by the way, that A2 is not bad, but this has just got to be freezes all enemies. That's it. Same as the Gergo freeze, same as the Shiramani freeze. If this is just a straight freezes all enemies, maybe removes 1 debuff and freezes all enemies, it's a great move. And then she's a great champion and loads of people will use her. Right now, attacks 5 times at random. I hate the word random in there. Each hit, chance to freeze. It's just like, come on. We can do better. She should be better. So, Pixniel definitely in the buff group for me. Was there anyone else in this one? Yeah, Roanus. Roanus, Mr. Tickler. He's got massive base HP. Base attack. If people don't understand how multipliers work in this game, straight away they're throwing their resources into Roanus and they're like, yes, I've got someone who's done a smack. Pump my best gear on. Here we go. And then he's like that. Pew, pew. Like, where's the damage, Roanus? Give us more. Give us more. His kit's not strong enough for a legendary champion. Block buffs A1 is actually good. I don't mind that. 3 hit against 1 enemy on the A2. It needs to be AoE. If this is going to be what he's all about, it needs to be AoE. And then he's got an AoE chance to stun. It's not enough. This is the same chance to stun as the epics get. Give him 100% chance to stun if we're going to do it. Yeah, it's not strong enough. Need to buff. Definitely need to buff. Okay, let's move on. Who we got next? The man, Errol. Errol, watch out. I'm coming for you. Errol is he's actually a hard hitter. So we've got no problem with that. He does enough damage. His abilities are actually okay. But they're all single target. And he brings no utility. I don't ever see Errol being played in any content. Ever. I never see it. I never see him. Maybe if he's the only legendary you've got and you don't have many good epics, you might pull him out. I feel like this A3 maybe needs to remove all buffs from all enemies and then attacks 1 target. Or maybe it needs to... Maybe he needs like an AoE daze or something. He needs more. He's got nothing. Like, okay, what's he going to do? He hits 1 person and 100% chance... Or not chance. 100%, if you build him right, that person's dead. Okay? It doesn't matter who it is. Doesn't matter if they're a tank, whatever. They will be dead because he hits hard enough. But then, what's he going to do? He's just like that. I know, good champion. And then he's dead. While he's gloating about the kill, he's dead. He's got nothing else. So, he either needs to hit 1. If he kills them, gets an extra turn and then goes into the next one. That would be cool. Bit like a Rotus, or he needs, 50% of the damage he does comes back as a shield, so that he's got a chance to live for the next one. With this weak defense, he just needs more. His kit is not strong enough. That was it for Sacred Order. On to the Barbs then. So the Barbs, I'm only calling out one. Your Carl, Void Legendary, pinnacle of the game. Sweet looking skin. Nice shiny axe. Drust the Legend. Reborn. And then what is he? He's a support champion. They call him an attack-based champion. His kit is a support-based kit. Don't be fooled. He's not your damage dealer. He's the champion who's going to freeze people for you. He's just... It's obscene how weak he hits for how cool he looks. It's obscene. We need more from him. We need some sort of... I think he does AoE damage somehow. As he does. Will also attack all enemies except the initial target after the 3rd hit. It needs to slam. It needs to slam so freaking hard for him to be useful. At the moment, he doesn't hit hard enough. Get rid of his freeze mechanics and make him an absolute unit that does damage. That's what I would do. He looks like he should be an absolute unit, cleaving into the enemy. Maybe he does like an AoE leech with that cleave, but he hits super hard. I don't know. He needs more in his kit. He needs to hit harder. Onto the Ogryn tribes. I've got to call out War Mother, but specifically with War Mother, what I'm going to say is the bomb meta needs to change. War Mother actually hits hard. She blows up bombs. She's got enough. Her kit is actually fine. What needs to change is the bomb meta. It needs to do a lot more damage against PvE content. It's fine on PvP, actually. PvE content, it needs to do more damage. And there needs to be some sort of debuff that comes out the other end when a bomb pops. And I think it should be something like 50% chance to stun. If you don't stun, then you put a daze. Yeah. So guaranteed utility. Maybe it's just straight daze because stun would be too strong. Yeah. When the bomb pops, you daze the enemy. All of a sudden, and basically bombs need to hit a ton harder against waves of mobs. Yeah. This is their kit. This is what they're all about. Bombs exploding. They're so weak against waves, like waves of enemies. So in stuff like Faction Wars, Doom Tower, waves of enemies leading up to any of the big bosses, it's just so weak. Against Spider, are you telling me that bombs wouldn't blow up a Spiderling? Like, what are they using? Is it like those little snap cracker things that you throw on the floor and they do a little pop? Like, we're talking bombs. If I put a bomb inside a spider, it should pop. It should blow up. There should be like a chain reaction, like pop that one and then pop the ones beside it. Like, why are they so weak? So, bombs definitely need to change in this game. No one else in there. Okay, so next one up for me is going to be Skull-Lord. Skull-Lord was a fusion champion. He's kind of cool in arena defense as just a big lump of meat. Yeah, he's like that. Hit me! But he doesn't hit back. And that's all he needs for me. I think he's got two completely useless passives, okay? One, let's revive someone who's useless. Why? Why would we have that? Just change this to a 5-turn cooldown. Can revive anyone randomly. Just revive anyone. Or any lizardman at least. Any lizardman at least. This is useless. Nobody uses it. And then we've got this one here. Horrific Foe. When someone's max HP is reduced by 50%. Doesn't even work against bosses. We'll get some True Fears going on. I'd love to see a screenshot if anyone's ever made this work. What is the situation where this works? Who reduces HP by 50% before they can kill someone? Like, it's useless. It may as well not be there. It's taking up room on my website right now. Get rid of it. His actual kit is fine. I've got no problem with his kit. He needs to hit harder and give him some passives that make some sort of sense. Okay. Moving on then. Skinwalkers. Skinwalker, I'm going to call out War Chief here. So War Chief, when you fight War Chief, okay, when you fight him in Doom Tower, he is scary. Yeah, he blows you up. You hit him, he blows you up with his passive. Weirdly, if you use him in PvP, he's useless. And if you use him in PvE, he's useless. So why, when you hit him, does he blow you up? It's a weird mechanic. That I just don't understand the scaling of it. It feels like it just doesn't make any sense. But, his kit sounds like it should be good, but he's just useless. So I feel like that reflect damage, just a bit like bombs, reflect damage needs to be tweaked depending on how it's being used. Orcs, I've actually got a few in here. Grohack, give the man a chance, please. Double hit here, decrease speed. AoE drops some turn meter. This needs to hit a ton harder. This just needs to be a nuke. And I feel like give him another debuff somewhere. Like give him decreased defense or decreased attack or something here whilst he's doing this. You know, Man-Eater does this same ability, but AoE... does he AoE decrease? No, he doesn't actually. No, he just does his ability. I don't know, guys. This guy is just so useless. He's so useless. Who uses him? Maybe Faction Wars. That's it. That's it. Give this guy some more utility. Make him super relevant for maybe the Griffin somehow. You know? Decreased speed is great for the Griffin, so let's have something else. Let's have something else that's going to, you know, AoE, decrease turn meter. Fill this turn meter for each enemy under decreased speed. Forget that under decreased speed. It's only 20%. Just let it happen. Just let it happen. And then maybe steals target's turn meter and pops 4 poisons on someone. Like, otherwise, what's he doing? Give him something else. He needs more. He needs more. Teela, they tried buffing her a couple of times. She's still useless. AoE leech, HP burn. This, I feel like this just needs to be. I feel like maybe she just needs no accuracy to do any of her stuff. So if this was just like 100% chance to land, doesn't need accuracy for an HP burn, be like, cool. We got someone for Doom Tower that can do some pretty serious stuff here. AoE Leech doesn't need accuracy to land. All of a sudden you're like, cool, I can build her in a different way. Right now, there's just nowhere. Maybe this needs to be AoE HP burn. It's just, she's useless. She's useless. Or maybe she needs to be able to do the HP burn and she needs to be able to spread debuff. There's not many spread debuff champions in the game. We need more, actually, so that we can make use of some of these single target hitters. Maybe that's what she needs. But at the moment, not good enough. Robar, give him 10 more speed, please. 10 more speed. Give the man a chance. He's actually a super good champion. He's actually really, really cool. If you gave him 10 more speed, he would be all over the meta. Right now, though, no chance. He's too slow. Way too slow. King Garog. I pulled this champion thinking he was going to be sweet. Look at these weapons. I love them. I love the look of this champion. They've done such a good job on design. He doesn't hit hard enough. There's nowhere in the game that his kit makes sense. Nowhere in the game. This passive, this stacking passive, never gets a chance to get going. And it's a shame, because if it did, he'd be really cool. I think what they need to do with this passive, forget the in around part. Like, if we're going to use him in Doom Tower, imagine if it just stacks from the start of when you start that content through to the end. Yeah, so you're building stacks through the wave content. You get to a boss, and he's at full damage, full stacks. Then he'd be pretty sweet. Because he's got this ignore defense. I like this. I mean, this ability here already ignores some defense. It's going to ignore a bit more for each buff. Fine. Maybe it needs something else, like will ignore unkillable. If this ignored unkillable as well, all of a sudden you've got an answer to the swift parry meta. You've got a new nuker that's going to come to town. You know, it's just at the moment, he doesn't really bring any debuffs that you need. He doesn't hit hard like a Trunda or an Ethos or a Foley. And his passive never really has got content that makes it work. So, super cool looking champion. He just needs a tweak. And then, again, he's one of these. You tweak him, all of a sudden he becomes part of the meta. I've got another one in here. Angar. Just give him a bit more damage. That's all. His kit's fine. His kit's absolutely fine. Give him a little bit more in his multipliers and he will be perfectly fine. At the moment, he doesn't really get used. In the Demon Spawn, I don't think I'd... Oh yeah, Mortu. Mortu Macabre. Again, one of these champions, when you face him, he's one of the scariest units to face. Who wants to fight Mortu in Doom Tower? You're like, nah, I'm running the other way. He's going to kill me easy. But when you're using him, it's like, why can't my peril proc all the time? Why does my Peril never proc? But when I'm up against him, all he's doing is like that. Peril, Peril, I'm going again, Peril. You're like, what? Why have you got it all the time? Why do you have it all the time? 20% chance to unlock Secret Skill Peril. Why have you always got it? And I don't ever have it. So yeah, if Peril was out there all the time, damn, this guy would be sweet. But 20% chance, I never seem to get it. When I'm against him, he's always got it. What's going on with that? So Mortu needs a bit of work. Also, Inifui in this group. Just needs multipliers lifted a bit. Yeah, again, wicked looking champion. He's a Void legendary. Pinnacle of the game. And you've got top tier nukers, Trunda. Next tier down, all of the bunch, Foley, Ray, Ethos, all that lot. Next tier down, you've got like the epics. You've got like Kale, Skull Crown. Yeah. And then Inifui just sits under them and he's like that. Yeah, I'm going to come into a team one day. He doesn't come into a team one day. He sits on the sidelines. He just doesn't hit hard enough. The rest of his kit's fine. Everything about his kit is fine. Just give him a bit more damage. And then he would actually be another meta-changing champion. Right now, just doesn't get played. And he's a Void legendary. It's not good enough. Right. Undeads. Undeads. We got the Crypt King. Just where do you use this guy? Who's using him? Anyone using this guy? Anyone using this guy? Places a freeze debuff on each target for 1 turn if they're under HP burn. Extends HP burns. It cannot be resisted. This skill's cool. This skill's cool. I feel like it should just be places a freeze either or. Don't worry about if there's an HP burn there. Just does it. Places a freeze. All of a sudden, he's probably in the meta. Attacks 3 times at random. Each one 50% chance to HP burn. It's not enough. He doesn't hit hard. Like, who uses him? Who uses this guy? He's actually got really good base stats. It's a shame. Really strong base stats. Just give him an AoE freeze. An AoE freeze, and if there's a burn, extends the burn. Done. Maybe he's got a chance. At the moment, he's got no chance. Or you need to give him a ton more damage. At the minute, he's got nothing. Nothing that I want to talk about anyway. Right, on to the Dark Elves. We have to call out Queen Eva. I don't have her. I definitely don't want her. What's she good for now? When there was dungeons up to level 15, for those that were still around at that point, she was half decent. You could pull her into Ice Golem. She'd block debuff on the ads. She'd block revive on the ads with this A2. Great. She's just so... I mean, she is honestly probably one of the worst. She's just so bad. So bad. She's horrendous. Anything other than campaign farming, she is just horrendous. So, massive buff required. Massive rework. She needs more survivability, or she needs to just AoE here with the block revive and hit a ton harder. She's got no debuffs of any worth. She's squishy as they come. She's so old. She's just a very old school champion. I feel like she needs a complete rework. I would be mortified if that's the only legendary I've got on my account. Awful champion. Awful champion. Who else do we call out here? Now, Astrolith, we've seen on my recent video. It's kind of okay. She's actually kind of okay. She does... I feel like Astrolith, if they did one thing to her, I feel like there should just be a spread debuffs ability in her kit. Because this is cool, actually. Spread debuffs? I don't know. Like, this one bomb, or this double bomb here, will kill anyone. Like, I showed that in a video recently. It's actually cool. It kills anyone on PvP. And maybe it just comes back to that bomb situation. Bombs are so bad in PvE that I just can't see it being played. But at the moment, the rest of her kit, it's just not enough. There's not enough in her kit. She does need buffing, but mainly bombs need buffing. Okay, we got to call out Visix. Visix, you get her after playing the game for over, what, 3/4 of a year? The last big legendary you get before her is Syl, and you're like that. Wow, game changer. Syl is insane. Visix have got to be amazing. You get Visix, you're just like, what is this champion? I put her in my best gear. I pumped her with all sorts of stats. She is useless. Useless. Like 10% turn meter drop. Omega does 30%. The uncommon. The uncommon does 30% on his A1. The uncommon has got an enemy max HP A2. What has she got? A single target provoke? Come on. It's useless. She doesn't hit hard. She is utterly useless. She needs a rework. She needs more turn meter decrease here, like 25%. Give her 25% here. She's got a decreased speed. I actually like that with a shield. Maybe needs a bit more damage out of this, but this ability is not too bad. This has got to be AoE provoke. And I feel like she needs a passive as well. Like, give her AoE provoke here, and you've got to give her a passive. Maybe it's a passive similar to Drexar. When you hit, HP burn. Or when you're hit, 50% chance to fear the enemy. Or, you know, it's just, there's nowhere near enough in her kit. Nowhere near. Useless. Okay. Night Revs. Night Revs by Stoffers. Just got to hit harder. Just got to hit harder. For this much attack, you'd think he'd be an absolute nuke, and he's not. He's mid-tier. Just needs to hit harder, and then he's actually good. Tomb Lord, simple one for me. Drop the number of turns required on Blight by a turn. That's all I want. And then I tell you now, he will be in a ton of teams. I already run him in some of my Doom Tower comps. Even the way he is, he would be really strong. But right now, he's just overshadowed by tons of epics that do this much quicker. 6 turn cooldown, books to 5. It's not enough. Needs one more turn reduction here, and then he'll be cool. It'll be really good, actually. Okay, we've got to talk about this man. Whirlim. I've got 4 Whirlims. I've not leveled a single Whirlim to 60. Because I've played around with him on other people's accounts. It's just bad. It's just bad. Single target freeze. Okay. AoE, decreased crit damage. Probably the worst debuff in the game. Team, increased crit damage. It's okay. AoE, decreased crit damage. Are you joking? Is that all we're getting here? Give me another debuff here. Give me AoE, decreased defense as well. Or AoE, if we're going for reducing the enemy's damage, AoE, decreased attack. It needs more than this. AoE, decreased crit damage is not enough. We've got a passive here, not passive, sorry, another buff. Strengthen and increase defense. There's other Void Legendaries that are doing this, and they're doing 2 debuffs to the enemy at the same time. You either need to be giving me a turn meter fill here, or you need to be letting me hit people at the same time, or debuff at the same time, or cleanse my team at the same time before this happens, or block debuffs, cleanse, block debuffs, strengthen, and increase defense. Right now, Whirlim is useless. Absolutely useless. No point in being in the game. Okay, one last one, guys. I did a video here a while ago, and I was like, Samar Gemcursed looks cool. His kit is actually wicked. It's really fun. But he hits like an absolute wet fish, like slapping a wet fish around your face. It's not enough. I see him played a tiny amount in arena defense, and I get that because of his passive. Mainly because he's annoying to face. Not because he's good, because he's annoying. Okay? I still stand by my original video. I think he's useless. I've not seen anyone play with him in a way that makes me think otherwise, other than some plat arena defense where you just don't want to be killed for a while. That's not enough. That's not enough for a champion. Come on. That's what epics are for. No. This guy needs more. He needs more damage, for sure. And yeah, I don't know. His kit's actually cool. It probably just needs more damage. A bit like, who did I call out earlier? The HP champion. Anger. A bit like Anger. Give him a bit more damage, and then his kit's actually kind of interesting. But right now, yeah, way too weak. So there you go, guys. 23 legendaries I would buff on this next iteration. Comment below which ones do you agree with, which ones do you think I missed. And yeah, let's see what Plarium decide to do. Apparently in the next 2 months. We've not heard anything more, but let's hope it's coming. I've been Hell Hades. I will see you later.